Why is sacrifice so essential even when you are giving up your guarantees? You have no guarantee that this will turn out like you wanted or even expected or even in what the world would call a positive way. Why are we to do that and not only do it, but to do it with gusto? It's because of this one statement: a kingdom sacrifice will always be rewarded. That's how it works. There's never a time that God will not reward a sacrifice that you make that He has led you to. We're in the Old Testament. This is like 1000 BC. David is the king, and he's been a great king. And he has expanded their territory way beyond what they could have dreamed. He has taken Jerusalem from a pagan group, a godless group, and turned it into his city. They called it by then the city of David. It's still called that sometimes. But it also not only becomes the capital of Israel, it becomes the religious center of the world. It still is considered that by many today. And so this is a big deal. But David receives what he believes this vision or this purpose from God. And he looks around and he says, you know, I live in a really good place now. He's in the fourth quarter of his reign. He reigned for 40 years. He's in probably the last 10 years of that. And he looks around and he says, I got a good place. Y'all got a good place. God is still hanging out in a tent called the tabernacle. It's a temporary place. God needs some place worthy of Him. He needs a really, really fine temple. And so he sets out to do that. God appears to him, though, and says, whoa, not so fast, not so fast. You got blood on your hands. I created you to be a warrior, and you've done that well, and I've used you, but you're not the one. Your son will do this. I love your heart. I love your passion, but you're here to pave the way for him to do it. So David actually does not live to see the beginning of this temple, but he gives so generously of his own stuff. He actually starts drawing up what we would call the blueprints of it. The whole thing is in his mind, and he never loses passion, focus for it, enthusiasm for it. He leads the people right up to the end to do it. But he never saw that place be opened. That's what we're doing. A lot of us are hopefully working and following Christ for things that are going to happen in Summerville after we're long gone, to subsequent generations. That's how it works, though. And that's when you know that these kingdom enterprises will always be rewarded.